a while ago.
All right, guys, we are live. Sorry, my assistant went up. Thank you very much for joining us for episode 2, season 3 of the Superhero Hour, otherwise known as SHHR. My Hangout toolbox is glitching in front of me now. But anyway, thank you for joining us. With me, of course, is my fellow co-host, Mr. Lou Rod. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How is your evening going?
Everything's good. How's my audio? Testing out a new mic. I want to see if it works out pretty well. Let me know if it's any issues, guys.
It's doing well, Superman.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, let's get into the news. As you know, our show usually runs for about 45 minutes. I did mention, sorry, quickly last week, just some housekeeping, that I'm going to get this on Google Play and iTunes. I'm having a little bit of difficulty setting up a second podcast on iTunes on the same account, and Google Play. So once I figure it out, I will get the episodes up there. It's not like I haven't done that yet. It's just if I load this up, it would just go to the weekly instead of in
Its
terms
own place.
its own place. Yeah. So anyway, go ahead and let's fire it up with some of the news.
Well, this just dropped about 30 minutes ago, folks. For all you Cloverfield fans, we know it's rumored that the third part is going to Netflix, but there might be a deal where they get the fourth part that comes out October 26th titled Overlord.
So there's 2 Cloverfield movies this year. If that's the case, then it's definitely moved to Netflix, and both of them are coming out this year.
Yes.
Oh, that's
There's
dope.
But see, here's the thing with the fourth movie. It takes place in the World War II setting with paratroopers.
You never know. It's all about look, Cloverfield movies is all about aliens in some respect, but it isn't at the same time. So, for instance, even though the Cloverfield 2 didn't have any aliens, but it was about what happens when aliens attack and then you get this paranoid situation, right? So, maybe aliens showed up during World War II, right? And they landed in a certain place. These paratroopers met them at, it's always a small setting of how they do Cloverfield. So, even the first movie, it was about just handy cam and 4 friends.
Oh man, like I said, dude, that damn shaky cam drove me nuts.
See, Cloverfield 4 to me, or 5, if they do 3 and 4, then 5 should come out next year, and 5 should focus solely on Cloverfield 1. But
Go back.
instead of the handycam, we see the other side of the story, the military side of the story, if you want to do that.
That could work.
Because then you just get a steady camera, you follow all that. It would be so awesome because that was a good movie. The handycam was too shaky. I wish they had kept a little balance to it. It was just too
Yes,
shaky. But
that's what
anyway,
took me out of it.
what other news items do we have?
And then also announced today, Tom Hanks is going to play your everyone's favorite Mr. Rogers. I know everybody watched that as a kid, at least once or twice. So be on the lookout for that sometime in the future.
Cool.
But to start off our show notes, we're going to go with John Cena in talks to play Duke Nukem.
Okay, I can definitely see that in terms of just character look and attitude and behavior, like the video game. I mean, that
I
makes
tend
sense.
to. I never played the video game, but we all know who was really Duke Nukem, bro.
Who?
Abraham from The Walking Dead.
Not John Cena. You play the game as John Cena.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's that bit of news. I mean, like I said,
Abraham looks like him, but John Cena really can embody Duke Nukem quite well.
I hope so. And then we have Uncharted is being rewritten by Agents of Shield writer.
Okay, I'm cool with that. Agent Shield is they've done a
Step
banger
their
job.
game up.
Yeah.
They stepped their game up. And then, as the title shows, we have Henry Cavill rumored to play Superman in Shazam.
Yeah. So the rumor is basically they are going to do a tie-in to Justice League and basically say the kid who recorded Superman at the very beginning is Billy Batson, which is a nice one, and it's a better fit than what Marvel did with Spider-Man in Iron Man 3. Now, are they going to reshow that scene and fix the special effects or reshoot that whole sequence again? Probably.
I hope so.
I hope so. I hope they do that, and I hope they add more to it. At least just
That's not
extend it a little bit more.
I can say that's the sequence that took me out of it in the movie.
Yeah.
But other than that, that movie, had for its flaws, it did what it needed to do. And also, Shazam is officially in production as of today.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited to see it.
it's coming, guys. It's coming. But in other news, you know what's not coming?
What?
Gambit.
What happened?
Gambit has been taken off the slate once again. That movie is shelved, most likely for good. One, it doesn't have a director because Gore Verbinski walked away.
Okay.
And then two, I think this is Disney's way of saying we don't want a Gambit movie, so shelve that shit because we bought you.
Yeah. I think no. I think not just don't want it. I think any project that is in limbo right now that hasn't started is probably put on stop. So I think we're gonna have Gambit. But he's gonna come back in whenever they bring everything together, like the X-Men back in, or even back into the MCU, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I can definitely see that. But you're right. Disney probably just put a shell on it and said no. This.
And then your favorite sound guy is scoring not Deadpool, the X-Men Dark Phoenix movie.
Oh, that sounds gonna be awesome, man.
So Hans Zimmer is making his return back.
See,
into superheroes.
So we had this discussion before, and I said, sound is always great for movies, and you're like, yeah, I really don't notice or care. And then I remember we talked about Justice League, and we said if it had BVS or Man of Steel soundtrack, it would have felt much better.
Oh yeah, just the soundtrack in that movie just sucked. But that was Josh Whedon's choice. He went with somebody he was used to. And
speaking of that, I know I didn't have any notes because I didn't have time. I've been running around all day. But Screen Rant basically reported that the Snyder Cut was more real than thought it wasn't, including finished VFX.
Well, then maybe we get that movie down the line.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I really hope this DVD sales don't do well.
Well, only time will tell because it comes out. I believe it's February 13th on home video, not home video, but digital release.
Digital release, yeah. I hope so. I hope it doesn't do well, and then they realize that, because I will be doing the review of the Blu-ray with the extra features. I heard the Superman features is less than 2 minutes, so really there's nothing there.
Yeah. So okay, yeah. Boo.
But anyway, let's continue with the news topics. What else do we have?
And the final movie topic that we're going to discuss is Sony's chief wants a Jumanji sequel to open against Star Wars Episode 10.
Good thinking, man.
No, Episode 9.
Episode 9 is a little difficult, but you know what? They've done well, and they like the numbers they've done. So go for it, man.
No, it's not going to work. Here's why.
Why?
JJ's taking back over, right? Now, let's say JJ he fixes what people claim to see Rian Johnson created. He ties up all the loose ends that were there from that. And then the critics really love it. Because remember, this one wasn't loved by critics and fans. It was half and half, a divide.
Critics, go check the critic rating again, man.
But
sorry, I know I'm looking there with the cameras here. Yeah. I was like, I'm not using that camera. It's this one.
I've been watching a lot of videos as of late, and everybody can kick rocks. The movie was great. It did what it needed to do.
The movie, look. So I watched the movie again. I thought about it. The movie was good. The movie was inconsistent for a franchise. That's the problem with the movie. I don't have any issues with it. It's inconsistent. If you're coming from episode 1 and they're telling you this is where we're going in episode 2, like say, episode 7 to 8, it's inconsistent. That's just the problem. That's just the problem with it.
But see, here's where it's going to get corrected. And why it's where you say it's inconsistent is because a lot of those scenes are on the cutting room floor that make it into the novelization, which the novelization is a part of the canon. So that's where that movie gets fixed, is in a book.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't get fixed.
Visually, it doesn't,
yeah,
but you entertain your mind and it will.
I know, I get it. I understand that, and I know that part. My problem is that is not a fix. It's like the whole thing with Star Wars Rebels, right? I was like, luckily they made it into a cartoon, but still, it doesn't fix a lot of things for a lot of people because a lot of people didn't watch it. The movie is your biggest audience, right? Especially for Star Wars. If this is a small franchise, that's cool. I get it. But this is Star Wars. Give me your best stuff forward and then add little smaller things in those novelizations, right? Because I don't want to read the novelization and go, because to me, the novelization is kind of like me watching Zack Snyder's extended cut. At least I get to watch an extended cut. That's the difference.
So we hope.
I'm just saying, like take BVS for example. Forget
Oh yeah, that
Justice
one.
League. Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to experience that. I want to be able. I want to be able to just go in and go, yeah, I'm watching this, and this was good. This is what we're looking for.
But that's that. I don't think it's a smart play on Jumanji's part. Just because it was balanced this year, don't mean it will be in 2019. Because now that means you have to get The Rock, who we all know is a busy man throughout the years. Because after he's done with Ballers, he's going into some either press run for Rampage, and then after that little press junket, he's going to most likely film Black Adam.
He's shoot scenes for Shazam, not much. He's not the main villain. I think he's gonna appear just like Superman will appear. Story points. It's Dr. Sylvania, I think, and
Yeah,
what he can do.
the guy from the Golden Circle,
Hmm.
Mark Strong, or
Max Strong, yeah. But he's going to show up in that. That's in some level. Now, I think his shooting is probably going to be about 2 or 3 weeks, so not much. So that's not going to take away from his whatever he
movies.
decides to shoot this year in terms of
And then
films.
he also has that damn Jungle Cruise that he's going to start filming.
Oh
He's
yeah.
prepping literally for that, so I think that's his next movie he starts.
This. Sorry. While you look for news, I was trying to find out this Will Smith movie that's coming up that he's shooting in Australia. With Ang Lee, which I think it's going to be because Ang Lee can do action, but sometimes he always likes to do all these different types of movies. So this movie is called Gemini Man. The pick is produced by Jerry Bruckheimer and Sundance. Let's see, originally set up at Disney. Previously drafted pen. The first, no, it doesn't tell me what the movie's all about. That's what I want to know. But yeah, keep going to the news. When I find out, I'll just cut in.
That's the movie news we have this week. Moving over to TV, Marvel's Daredevil adds Joanne Whalley to the season 3 cast in a key role. She will be playing I believe it's Sister Maggie, his mother.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember her from from Willow, but she was in that. She's a veteran actress from the BBC area. Okay. So whatever, you know how Netflix does.
This is the quick synopsis of Gemini Man. Will Smith, the story centered about an aging assassin who finds himself in battle with the ultimate opponent, his clone who is 25 years younger than him at peak abilities.
Okay.
Should be fun. If it's action, I'm all for it.
Speaking of Will Smith, you just reminded me, back to movie news. The Aladdin movie wrapped production as well over the weekend.
Oh yeah, that's right. But remember, his stuff is voiceover though. So his
stuff is voiceover, but you just triggered the name.
He might do some motion capturing for the genie at some point. Yeah. So,
and then
I think most of the stuff that he was just there on the set to kind of work with the actors, because it's always good to have, if you're doing the motion cap or the voiceover, especially for a big movie, you're just there and they might have a thing, but he's still talking to them, and so you get that easy rapport, and then they go and redub his own scenes again as well.
Mm-hmm. And then everyone's least favorite League of Assassins is coming back in season 6. Katrina Law.
I mean,
let's be real. Everybody wants Talia, not her.
Yeah, but it's still better than having Laurel, though. I mean, come on, let's just call it where it is.
Yes, well, she's redeemed herself because I think she plays a villain better than anything else.
Yeah, she does.
And then Arya says Game of Thrones is returning in April of 2019, which makes sense.
And
But
then
then
she got
today she's backtracking, saying that that was wrong and blah blah blah. But you know how that goes. I still believe it's coming out April 2019 because that gives them a chance to qualify for the Emmys. And you know HBO was all about those Emmys.
especially for the final season. Oh yeah, come on.
Hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So are we gonna leave Star Trek for last again, or are we gonna?
You can. Oh god, I haven't watched it, so
Oh my God, are you serious?
yeah. I look. I've been busy. Didn't have time. I was trying to watch it today, and today got busy. Like I said, I wasn't at home, so
Oh,
what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and turn my mic off or mute or whatever it is, and
but this is this is where the back and forth comes in.
I know,
Oh,
and look,
everything. Oh my dude. I will tell you like this. I agree with Jason Inman, who said this episode could have been the season finale. That's how good it was. The way it ended. Oh, dude, you have to watch it. We could have postponed this show for another hour.
yeah, I just got back in when we actually started the show, so apologies, apologies, apologies.
Oh man. Just
But
when we're done, you're gonna have to watch it. Folks, we'll give it to you next week as a double episode with Star Trek because it's more that back and forth that we could have with it because oh dude, it was just so good.
I'm sure it was. It's Star Trek, man. I mean, they've
Each
honed in their
episode has
craft.
been upping its game, and this episode, like I said, the way it ended, it could have just been a season finale, and we would have been like, okay, I can't wait till it comes back. Because, woo!
Okay.
So I guess we'll go to Supergirl.
Yeah, Supergirl.
It was alright.
It was much better. I did like, you know what, for a female-centric team, sending over, taking villains who can take her out. I like the stuff with Livewire. I don't think Livewire should have died. I hate when they
Yeah.
do that because let's be honest, Livewire could have just shocked her before she did her heat vision and would have stopped her, right? So those kind of things. I did like the fact that they use Ursa from Superman 2 as the priestess.
Yeah.
That was cool. I like, to me, they need to do the episodes like this. If they're going to follow any episode order, they have to have storylines like this. Yes, Brainiac wasn't useful, but I did like the fact that he just showed that he was underestimating things. You know, he underestimated when he couldn't think on a small scale. He's just like, this tech is just too backward. So those kind of things where like you apply the use case, and even though yes, the reason why John Jones could not go is that yeah, that thing will kill men. Fine, you've just discounted it. You now know that it has nothing to do with John Jones's powers or anything else. He just can't go there. Done.
And we've seen on the ship there was dead men.
Yeah, exactly. So those are the kind of things that I like, and I'm like, you need to make your episodes like this. This needs to
Yeah, but
continue.
here's the thing with CW. The CW president came out, I don't know if it was over the weekend, but he just came out recently and said there will only be 4 shows on at a time. Hence why Supergirl is taking a break when Legends of Tomorrow comes back.
Yeah, and I get it. I get what they're trying to do because they don't want to overload the superhero aspect. The problem is they are not writing it properly. And I think they should go back to, not go back, they should go to that idea we had. We said you can run your superhero shows concurrently throughout the year and do mini crossover events throughout that year. So you can have more shows. So you could technically have a Supergirl, um, Black Lightning, Legends, Flash, Arrow. Say you wanted to add Constantine or whatever, right? But you can still have it at only 4 shows at a time. You can have 8 shows. You just run it in a cycle, and when you do that switch between the 4 shows or half and half, you do a big crossover event in between. So it's
Yep.
basically we get 12 episodes of Supergirl and 12 episodes of say Black Lightning that's at the same time, right? I mean, like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock schedule, right? and then it switches over to say Constantine and something else, and you just keep switching, you switch and switch, and then we can have superhero shows the whole year. And that actually gives you time to film and break and spread things out a little bit more, because you just have these concurrent shows going on. And it tells this, it's a different way of programming, but it's very scary for networks to do that kind of stuff.
And
So
it's not. I don't see it
get it.
scary. I see it more as it makes the shows tighter, better storytelling.
12
Like, well, let's be real. Legends, the 100, they run, I believe, on a 15 or 16 episode cycle, and yet they seem to have it.
I have not watched the last season of the 100. Was it good?
Oh, well, you have plenty of time because it comes back in April.
Was it good? Was it as good as season 2?
Dude, it's the 100. The 100 is always good.
Okay.
Especially the twist in the season finale of that one.
Okay, all right. I'll go back to watching the 100. I mean, I was going to skip for a little bit, but hey.
No.
All right. So what did you think of episode? I'm trying to send out a tweet here for the show, but go ahead.
Like I said, the episodes are getting better. I'm glad they're finally over the whole lovey-dovey, dummy stuff. So now we could just focus on fights and going forward. They just need to. I hope for season 4, they get the power levels finally down and figure, look, there's not too many people that can beat Martian Manhunter or Supergirl in a fight. And let's keep, what's his name, Jimmy on the sideline with that dumb, stupid Guardian, because he can't hang. I don't care what kind of tech Wynn gives him. He can't hang.
See, the problem thing is that the Guardian can hang at a certain level. The tech that he got from Wynn was poor man's tech. Let's call it what it is. So Guardian is kind of like, when he suits up, he's like Captain America. That's what he should be, with the suit and the shield and everything. That's the power level he should be. So Guardian should be able to fight, should be able to go with Supergirl on a mission, and then Supergirl's fighting the boss, and then like the little guys is who Guardian is supposed to be fighting.
Yeah, handle the little human element, just like her sister.
Exactly.
It's like,
but the problem is
there
are too many sidekicks in Supergirl. That's the problem. Or in how many seasons? 2 or 3 seasons? 3 seasons, right?
They've got 3.
Too many sidekicks. Let's call it, right? There's a sister. She's a sidekick. Wynn. He's a sidekick. There's Guardian. He's a sidekick. There is the strongest sidekick of all, Martian Manhunter, right? And this season, they've brought back Manel again, his wife, and then Brainiac.
It's too much. It's too much. Mm-hmm. But let's see. I mean, she's going on a break here soon. I believe it's the first week of February. First or second week into February, she's on a break until April. That's when she'll come back.
Okay.
But I'm wondering why they did that to her. I'm wondering if there was something that someone in that crew had some filming and they needed to take that long break.
I think they're trying a new scheduling and they want to shape. I think they're trying to try just a few things. I think in all the shows, she actually, maybe her ratings are not as strong as they would like.
Well, I mean, people complained that they were giving her such a break. Like, they started a petition. Because, everything is a freaking petition nowadays.
Anyway, let's move over to next one will be Black Lightning, right? Or Flash?
Well, we could do either or because they're both on Tuesday.
Which comes up first? Anyway, Black
Flash.
Lightning. Okay, Flash. Flash.
I enjoyed it. I think there was this episode this week was actually good for the elongated man.
Yeah.
To, give him his own episode where he has his moment to shine, so the people could get used to him. But then we'll get used to him, and they'll shove him down the line, and they won't touch on him ever again.
No, I think he's here to stay. I think he's here to stay.
You think so?
Yeah, I think because he's done a good job. I mean, Elongated Man is, he's a very goofy character in the comic books. The difference in the comic books in this is the Elongated Man, Ralph Dimbley, his wife got killed by somebody in Crisis of Infinity Earths. I was it. The second Crisis, like DC's big Crisis storyline, and he's a detective, and he almost found out exactly what happened. He's basically he's the second best detective in DC universe, only after Batman. But he's very goofy as a character, so they never elaborate anymore. So, but I think because of the way he is, I think eventually you're gonna see him in Legends as because Legends, I think they're trying to swap out characters from every other show.
That's where he could fit in real good.
I think he can fit into Legends. I also think some of the Supergirl characters can fit into Legends as well. I mean, not necessarily Monel or this person. I'm saying something like maybe, for instance, uh, you know, they decide to work on Guardian again, upgrade his suits, and then he's like, I really, he's like, how they do the stories, like, I don't think I fit in this, blah blah blah, this and that, and then they do a crossover event and he meets the Legends, and then it's like, maybe I'll take a break because they can drop him back at any point in time. It doesn't really matter because he never left. That's the thing. When you join the Guardians, you never actually leave unless you die. Sorry, the Legends. You never, even when you die, technically you still continue because
that's Captain Cold.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
And then here's the thing with Captain. Well, what is he called in this Legends show now? He's not Captain Cold, but he's still something cold. He's gonna flirt with Constantine.
Yeah, I mean, he's.
Jesus Christ! I don't need no more of that stuff. It was enough when they did the crossover event. No more man kissing a man.
Well, I mean, it's going to be there. But Flash itself, I like the episode. I like the prison fight because he was kind of like, shit, okay, fine.
Citizen Cold.
Yeah, Citizen Cold, yeah. So he took care of that prison fight in 2 seconds. That was cool. Goldberg was a nice touch, even though he didn't do much, but it was just connection to his father. I get that whole shebang. So I thought that was good. That was a good episode.
And then for like Holiday asking who was the mystery girl. The mystery girl is supposed to be Dawn Allen.
Oh yeah, the mystery girl is his daughter. She's time traveled.
She's quirky, dude. I mean, that final scene with her where she's wearing the Oregon Trail, and even Cisco was like, okay, she's a little cuckoo for me. So I mean, it's gonna be when that reveal finally takes place, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, no, she is. I mean, she time traveled back for whatever reason. So.
And we kind of got to hit when she was writing the same stuff Barry was writing in episode 1.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, and then Iris is supposed to be pregnant. It'll probably get announced towards the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So Flash was good, but Black Lightning, everyone's favorite superhero.
Yeah, I mean, Black Lightning. I think what I want them to see is the one thing I want them to do is fix the suit come season 2, like version 2.0 of the suit. It just feels a little too bulky. That's all it is. Like, and I get they're trying to show the lightning, but remember when they showed clips of his old suit, even though it was spandex, and you saw the lightning on there, to me it looked better than what the new suit looks a little bit too cumbersome. So they need to streamline it down a little bit. Maybe when he meets Cisco and the other guy, that they can help him streamline the other, that kind of stuff. So, but
to your point, as far as the suit, we know for a fact every season they get an upgrade to their suit.
Yeah.
So you'll get your wish next season.
I do like I like the episode. I like the fact that they explain how you can't see Black Lightning, because it's one thing where like you do the special effects where you make his face fuzzy. Why do that when like the daughter was like, I couldn't see his face, like I don't know. And then this is what I liked about the episode. A couple of things. His daughter, the oldest one, that's going to be her name in the comics is Thunder, because she can increase her mass density. It only took her one episode to understand her powers, or understand that she has powers. It didn't take this long rubbish that they used to do in the past and it's left and right. She had it in the end of the first episode, and then she's talking to her girlfriend, and her girlfriend's like, don't worry, and then she's feeling
We'll
the
get
same
you
thing
help. We'll
again,
take it to a shrink.
drink and all that, and she's feeling sick, and then she's panicking when this arm rubber guy does, and she can feel it, and she just tosses the guy, and she's like, I don't need this shit no more. I'm good.
Uh-huh.
So the thing is when she would be able, when do her and her father connect on that level? What annoyed me with Black Lightning is still was I mean, I get it. They had to do it for one more episode. He's a little hesitant to get back into fully being Black Lightning, caused the death of somebody that he basically helped in the neighborhood, So that's the kind of thing where I'm like,
Hey, but this show is not holding back as far as the violence. Homie shot
gunshot.
his homie shot his cousin in the head. And then the evil boss man went up into the jail and just choked him out with like literally his fingers. Does he have powers?
Yeah, he does. He's super in the comics. He's bigger and super. He's strong. I don't know how strong, but he's got some strength.
Holiday says there's something missing in this show.
Yeah, there is something missing in the show. I think it's not the show. It's how it's shot. It doesn't have a cinematic feel. It feels like it's shot at 60 frames per second, even though it isn't. It just feels that when you watch it, you go, hmm. It kind of reminds me of Luke Cage. Yes. What I think it
Oh,
is.
please no. I hope not.
No. He's talking about the neighborhood and the fact that, like just that sense of it. The difference why he's comparing it to this is it's the same subject matter, right? The
Okay.
difference is that Luke Cage, I know what it's missing. Luke Cage gave us a look at Harlem. You got to feel Harlem out of that show, no matter how you look at it. You're like, oh, this is Harlem. This is how this thing. I mean, like they give you that feel. The problem this show has not given us that feel because it's a small budget show. So what they've shown us is they've shown us that motel. They've shown us his house. They've shown us the school. That's it. And then
They showed us some restaurant.
and the place where he gets his costume guy, his tech guy.
Well, we also went to go see the piranhas.
I'm talking about what they show regularly on a regular.
Oh,
basis.
on a regular basis, yes.
Yeah.
It's basically
3 or 4.
home, school, and the tailor.
Then Taylor. That's it. So it's Harlem is exactly. It's a character. So the thing I don't know. This show is supposed to be in Cleveland, right?
No, it's in Fairfield. Which it's technically filmed in Atlanta, but I don't know where Fairfield is in the comics.
That's the problem. DC Comics don't have a lot of places don't have major cities like Suicide Squad was in Midway City, which is basically Chicago.
Okay.
So this is supposed to be, I think, Cleveland or somewhere like in Ohio-ish area, which I think they should have just give us some outside shots of that to give us a feel. Because right now it looks like set to set. So I get what you mean there with.
Okay, but see, you know why they probably didn't do that? Because they're probably going to move the production to Vancouver next season. And they don't want to, man, you see it, which is kind of a thing with Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow.
Arrow is a little less now, though. Arrow uses outside shots of Boston. Whenever they do the fly, it's all Boston. I can't remember where else. So that they use a different location. So that's why, and Arrow is always at night. So you don't unless you do the apartment shots where it's just somebody for even what's his name? Speaking of Arrow, even Arrow's apartment is basically the reverse of his girlfriend's apartment. It's the same apartment they use. They just basically put a wall in between for the son's bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, dude. Oh, dude, someone like the police chase scene in these past few weeks is like, golly, do they keep using the same highway? Switch it up a little bit.
Cost is cheaper. It just
I
really
get
is cheaper. But speaking of Arrow, what do you think of this episode?
I just have to know one thing, man. Who is Homeboy's hairstylist?
Who?
Does he seriously have a machine when he's froed out 1 minute and then when he's suited up, his hair is done.
No,
The
no, no.
same
So
with
this
homegirl.
this episode, his hair was slicked back. When he met Vigilante, his hair was slicked back. I was like,
Oh,
okay, all right, that's a little different. I
either
think,
way. So what?
but
He's
at least
suiting up and sticking on a pile of gel.
no, but at least you can wash the gel.
Okay, there you can.
Yeah. So I think somebody noticed that and they were like, all right, maybe we need to change it up, you know.
Uh-huh.
So you can wash the gel and that's it. Like to me, what should have happened, what they should have just done is that you should have made him wear cornrows all the time, and he always wears a hat. Like 90%, like like a straw hat or something, a little different. But it is what it is. But I thought the episode was decent.
Oh, dude, the episode was decent, but the kid is getting annoying.
No, I think it was fine. I think it was fine because they need to resolve it, and they just kind of they've been putting it away to resolve, like just kind of finish that up. Because at the end of the day, what did the kid say? It's like, my dad's a badass. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what was I don't blame the kid because literally he didn't tell him, or he didn't show his kid what he does, which is why, like, I think, to Felicity's point, she was like, he has to see, because I get it. The kid's like, you're going to die. I don't care. You're going to die. And then she's watching his dad, and she's like, he's going to turn around and shoot that guy and that guy. And oh, never mind. Please don't watch that. That's not for kids. But to me, that was a good part to say, okay, and you saw his answer, right? He just told his dad, it's like, I mean, yeah, the city needs you, but you are that good. So I'll be worried, but it's not like he just didn't get it. Like, that was the thing. He just didn't understand what it was. So I'm glad they just
I
wrapped it
agree
up.
with Holiday. I believe William is weighing him down a little bit.
Oh no, I think he was. I don't think he's anymore. I think they just made it that way, and it was supposed to be for another storyline, and he just never went there.
Could have been.
I think it was for another storyline. I think they didn't go there because the way they initially happened, it looked like it was something where he had to decide to save his son or do something. Not that little save that he did. I mean, something like, bigger, but
The boat.
similar to kind of like the boat, a little bit of that, maybe like for the first half of the season per se. But since they didn't go there, I think they just needed to wrap it up and call it a day.
Oh, and poor John Diggle Wiggle is a little upset that he can't be the Hood again.
I mean, what really? They gave him a brand new suit.
They didn't do nothing but just change some stripes in the leather.
I mean, Diggle, and let's be frank, Diggle can't shoot an arrow. That's why he uses the crossbow. Even with his non-shaky hand, he still couldn't shoot an arrow correctly. So what's the point?
And I like how in the beginning of the episode, Oliver let well, who knows? Maybe he didn't. Maybe his son was just better shooting Nerf arrows versus real arrows.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, it's either he's letting him or, but then again, it is Nerf arrows. Those things are very unpredictable.
Diggle Wiggle, boy. Oh, and I'm sorry, bro. We seen that Felicity and Curtis were struggling to get money, but yet where the hell did Curtis get all that goddamn tech for that new headquarters of theirs? Did he rob a bank? Did he transfer money from an account somewhere?
I don't know. To me, so here's my thing, right? And they're now doing this a little bit too much to piss me off. Is Curtis, aka Mr. Terrific, sorry, is in the DC comic books maybe the third or fourth smartest person in DC Comics. So, when I mean smart, I mean tech smart, and also like I don't like Curtis in this show. I'm sorry, because Mr. Fantastic is smart, he is fit, and that guy can fight. I mean, like he was he was an athlete, a full blown, like he was the best in almost everything he did. So the Curtis we have is just somebody who did a triathlon, decathlon, sorry, and yeah, he won a medal. I'm not sure it was gold, silver, or bronze, but
he was a bronze medalist in the show.
Exactly, yeah. So So to me, it's a very different take. Plus, if you say that Curtis is that smart, as well as also Felicity, who's a fictional character, but you made her smart, right? How is it that every time somebody else can write something kind of code or whatever, and they can't handle it?
They have a problem.
I'm telling you, man, it's just painful. It is painful, and I'm like,
It's like they tried to compare this season.
on the same level as in, like, are you talking about smarts? Because, or you just talk about the same foolishness level? I mean,
I think he's referring to the smarts level.
he's smarter than he's supposed to be smarter. I like literally the guy. If you check out any Mr. Terrific comic book, the dude is on point. And when he uses it, like he does, Curtis throws his T spheres. Mr. Fantastic does not. Sorry, that's fantastic. Mr. Terrific doesn't throw them. His T spheres are always like this. So the thing about him is that why he paints his face, he does the paint, but literally nothing can record him. No, there's no information about him because his spheres are that advanced.
But this show doesn't make it seem like that.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, man. I mean, the fact that that guy was, Mr. What's his name? Vigilante was sending Morse code back means that he found a way to hack it back, which is not possible with the T sphere. T sphere goes against apocalypse tech. That's how good it is. Like the only other person with better tech in DC is Cyborg. Just finish. That's just it.
Well, let's be real. Cyborg is nothing but tech.
Yeah, but that's it. So like to me, it's just like it's such a downgrade. I mean, like I get it if you want to downgrade the tech, but downgrading the character himself, like the person who we have as Mr. Terrific, just doesn't fit the character at all for me, and it's such a bummer. Like to me, it just really is a bummer. It's one of those things where, like right now, we have a Black Canary that at least. I mean, we saw the range of her power. She was able to stop the train.
Yeah, like okay, I don't know if I buy that.
Oh yes, that is what I see. Remember when I used to tell you? I said Black Canary's power level is like this. I mean, she's made Superman bleed. Let's put it that way. You need to go on a high frequency to do that stuff like that. Like she's powerful, but she's also one of the best fighters in DC.
See, that's the problem with this show. Okay, so her power, she uses her power to elite level to stop a train, but her fighting skills ain't that great.
No, it's not that
They're
great.
better than Laurel.
Oh yeah, they are. But see, I get it, right? She's fighting more a little bit brutish, like she's a cop. So I'm fine with that. Because we know where the fighting back history comes from. Laurel didn't have any. I mean, except for that little session she did with Wildcat.
Oh, please don't. Just don't. That was pathetic.
Yeah.
Let's go to the gym for 3 nights and I'm good now. Get the hell out of here.
And I mean that was not even close. But I mean, that's
like me going to work out with your kickboxing guy, and I'm gonna come out thinking I'm an expert. No.
Yeah, so that's where, like I said, there's some problems with it where like they need to change some of those things and go like, I get it. You're trying to dumb certain things now. Look at what you've done with Arrow. You've amped up. Look, Arrow's skill set is shooting arrows, number one, and they've done that well. Arrow has never been a true detective, so of course you kind of supplement certain things for him, but his proper skill sets.
The arrow.
Arrow does not miss with an arrow. So if you're telling me that
that plot point in the episode that he supposedly missed his target and killed Caden James's son.
Yeah, and he's like, no, that does not happen. You can even tell, like he almost wanted to tell him, like, I don't miss.
If I intend to shoot you, I'm shooting you.
Yeah, I mean, I wish he said that. I wish he actually said that in the. That was just like, I don't miss.
See, I wish Greg Berlanti would go back, get with all the showrunner, all the crews on the shows, and be like, look, we need to tighten up, and then go up to the CW president and be like, look, I think we're going to be better served shortening these from 22, 23 to 13. And then we can create better stories and can
Heck,
run more shows.
if CW even wants to do other type of shows other than comic book shows, it's fine. Even if they want to do maybe more stuff like Riverdale and like all these other shows that they have on CW, right? But just keep it at that tight, like again, tight schedule writing. You need to do that. Maybe his son was John Ritter's son. Huh. What's up? What's up, tech guy, smart pie? Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. We have to see. We have to see how that turns out.
I think by the end of this season, he won't be mayor no more.
Yeah. I mean, the mayor thing is too much.
Well,
The
who does he
problem
hand it over to?
the problem with this is that he lost his money, and I wish he got his wealth back. That's what. Like what's the name of the company again? I want to say Oliver Cup. Queen Industries needs to come back.
Well, that's going to be hard because that's actually now Palmer Tech.
Yeah, so that's something that Palmer has to find a way to get it back.
And you've realized that the mayor's office is actually Palmer Tech building.
Of course, we know that. I mean, come on. It's just remember, it's the secretary's entrance to his office. It's
how they just make. I mean, what the hell? We've seen what was it? Diggle Wiggle's apartment sub in for someone else's apartment on another show.
The one place that they didn't use that much was the mansion, his parents' house. That was kind of hard. That was kind of hard to use as something else.
Well, they don't got that mansion no more.
Yeah, I agree. Oliver would be done in May at the end of the year, I think.
I think so.
But I do hope that they just cut things down, keep it nice.
They need to. They need to because you know what, the showrunners of Black Lightning, they want to incorporate Static Shock and create their own Lightning verse.
Yo, if they bring in Static Shock, you know how many people watched and know Static Shock as a character? Like I know I think I had a discussion with Warren. Warren was like, Static Shock should be a movie. I was like, no, it's not. It just won't work as a movie. I think Static Shock as a character is much better at being on TV because you can tell so many different stories with that constantly. Static Shock would be, I mean, you can still do the movie and it'd be great. I mean, like, it all depends. And what's going to happen is this: after Black Panther comes out,
DC's going to want to get their own Black.
DC is going to, no, they're going to move up Green Lantern a little bit faster first. Because that's the first one. You're going to see Cyborg. They're not gonna create their own. I think we're gonna see Static Shock. If he doesn't come in Black Lightning, or if he comes there and they're gonna do another one, he's gonna come up as a Teen Titan. They're just gonna sub him in.
What I've been reading with the Black Siren character, she's supposed to redeem herself and maybe want to have some type of relationship. Oh God, I hope they don't go down that path.
I just think Laurel should just go. Like, just leave us. I mean, like, we get it, Laurel. Like, just go away.
Just like Thea. Thea needs to go away too. She's a useless character then. She's still useless now. She bores me. Bye.
Well, because they're not using her. And that, to me, again, Thea is still better than Laurel. She's better than Black Siren. So I'll take, and again, look, at least with Thea, she's in small doses for when they need her for something. That's it, right? I mean, Black Siren, I'm just like, it's still you, Laurel, man. I can see you there. Doesn't matter how much black lipstick you put it on. I know it's you. So,
like I said, dude, Arrow has some things to change. This season has taken a step back from what they created last season.
Yeah, they just need to focus, tighten up. They need to have mystery villains. That
and stop trying to compare yourself to The Wire. I watched The Wire. That was brilliant. You're not brilliant.
Who says The Wire here?
No one in our chat. The showrunner compared this season of Arrow to The Wire.
I've not watched The Wire, but no.
Dude.
No. I know. I've heard about The Wire. I know. I'm just saying that it's not even close.
Come on, man. Stringer Bell, bro. Stringer Bell.
Yeah. They got rid of flashbacks, which I think they should not have gotten rid of flashback. I think they should have told better flashback stories. So the first 3 seasons of flashbacks were on point. What you need to do is you need to incorporate flashbacks that tie to your storyline as a whole. If you're going to do flashbacks like they did in season 1 and 2, flashbacks were tied to the main story. It was tied to the main story. So it's the same thing. Even if you're doing flashback of something, and maybe this time, maybe not flashback of him, you can do flashback of
Bro,
somebody
any
else,
one of the crew. That would make sense.
anyone of the team, and you just have to do better storytelling, or better yet, go to the comic books, take an Arrow storyline, take maybe a Batman storyline, because that's what you've been trying to do with Arrow, and see, okay, you take the main story of this Arrow villain, what can you do? You tie it with Batman, the way you set up Batman things, because he has helpers. Then you bring it in and you give your Arrow storyline that is worth it. That's all you need to do. Just take that from the comic book. Arrow has enough comic books that you can actually do that. It's not like Black Lightning, which Black Lightning doesn't have a lot. He has a couple of runs, but he's been part of the Outsiders for the most part, which is the reference that what's his name, Curtis wanted to make for their team. But the Outsiders was started by Batman. Has the girl from the samurai sword in Katana in Suicide Squad. That's his main go-to person, man. Like, she's the one that Batman trusts more than everybody else on the team. And then Black Lightning and a few other people on the Outsiders as well. And Outsiders was his kind of like his little covert team of people who just can handle shit.
I think so, Holiday. I don't think they're gonna get rid of Felicity. I think she is gonna be his Black Canary from the comics, even though she doesn't have powers, because I think that's the way they just went with her.
Yeah, they've gone that way. I liked Felicity better this year, and it's because of the kid, because she didn't do most of Felicity's stuff. All she did was she handled what she was supposed to do, and then she helped his kid. And I was like, all right, fine, Felicity's cool. Like, I don't need to deal with that Felicity, whatever crap that people always should talk about. I'm like, I don't have time for that. But at least since they're married and it's done, like, it's over. It doesn't matter.
They still did that. They just still did the Flash so dirty with that.
I know they did. They just stole
the Flash's wedding to get married as well. That was just so wrong.
That was definitely wrong. Anyway, that's pretty much it, guys, for this week. Thank you for checking it out. We'll come back next week. We'll talk more about Star Trek, episode 12. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I forgot to talk about 13 and 14.
Oh, we didn't do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., another solid episode. We find out that, of course, the person who killed the world was not Daisy. It was Fitz' creation of a gravity matrix.
You think so?
Yeah. Because large quantities of that can basically fracture gravity itself. Just think about it.
So they're blaming Daisy, but she really wasn't the world killer.
No, she can't. She doesn't have that power level. Even if she had that power level, she would have to be as strong as Magneto to do that. And even for Magneto, like, if he did that, he would probably die in the process. So it's not you need to have massive. Like, for her to do earthquakes, she has to be on a fault line, and even that won't crack the earth. It would just basically wreck that whole area completely. The person who can wreck the earth is Magneto. If he basically,
we kind of saw that glimpse in Apocalypse.
Yeah, where he disrupts the poles, the north and south poles, magnetic poles. Yeah, he can probably do it, but not her.
Well, expect a break in February for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see that. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Definitely like, share, and subscribe. Follow us. It's Booredatwork on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff. I'm still working on putting this on Google Play and iTunes, so at least I have an account. So hopefully give me a week. I'll try and put that up for you. Otherwise, subscribe, hit the notification icon, and always enjoy your entertainment.
And if you haven't, go ahead and check out my video review of Batman Glass Light on the Onboard channel.
Yes, Onboard channel. So basically, I forgot to mention, thank you very much. Onboard is our entertainment channel, which we started. We're going to be doing more Blu-ray reviews on there. Lou's going to be handling most of that, so check him out there. Give him some tips, pointers. Also watch, because this is his first time doing on camera videos. So check it out. His first review is up for Batman Gotham Gaslight. His next review is coming up, I believe, tomorrow. That will be for the Netflix Godzilla anime, which is actually pretty dope. I saw it and I liked it. And so,
Yeah.
but definitely check out his review. It's on board. Link will be down in the description. So thank you very much, and always enjoy your entertainment, guys.
Peace.